Monday, May 12th, 2025. It's going to be 71 today, which is so much better than it was this weekend. This weekend it was in the 90s. I think Saturday it was 99. That's hot. It's hot for me. But today's a perfect day. I love gray days. So when I wake up and it's gray, I'm like, yes. Sunny days are good. Motorcycle Man loves this good sunny day, and he gets a little gloomy and down in the dumps when it's gray, but I feel gray days are cozy, and I just don't like to be hot. That's what I'm going to say. I don't like to be hot. I am Tracy from the Wild West. I'm in the Wild West over here, sitting by the window in my kitchen, my favorite place, and I just wanted to catch up with you. It's the day after Mother's Day. Oh, here they come, the little biker. You got to see this. That little dude comes by almost every day and with his dad and likes to check out the library. And before he had his own little tiny mini bike, he would be on his dad's bike and they would ride by every day. And he's learning to ride his bike, and he's very brave, and I've seen him go down hills and turn corners, and I literally, sitting at this window is my favorite place to be. I've already seen regulars walk by this morning. I get to watch kids walk to school. It's just a beautiful view of the world that I live in. So I love sitting by the window. Isn't this cup adorable? My sister got me this cup. I don't know if I can. She got me this cup for my birthday. May is a big month for me. May is my birthday. It's celebration of being a mother, and it is our wedding anniversary, all in May. May is like the Christmas of months for me. I love it. Love May. Enjoying my coffee this morning. If we ever moved, I would really miss this place, you know? I never wanted to live here. I didn't. It's a tiny city. It's only just over 7 square miles big. Small. Not a lot of people even locally know the town I live in. So it's just this quiet, sleepy town, and now I've grown to love it. There's not much here. We don't have a mall. There's not a lot of places to eat, but everyone is so kind, and everyone watches out for each other. It's a wonderful neighborhood. I love it. I love this neighborhood. Mother's Day, I went early to see my mom and grandma, and if you watched my video last week, I went to Cost Plus and I went to Alicia's and forgot to film. Well, the whole purpose I went to Alicia's was to get 4 quarts of potato cheese soup for my mom, whose oven is broken, and she loves Alicia's potato cheese soup. So I got the soup. I even called her on the way home. I'm like, Mom, I got your soup. And she's like, yes. And so Saturday comes. We're going to spend Saturday with Mom and Grandma because that's when Sister's available. So I made gluten-free brownies. I put walnuts in there. I do not like walnuts in my brownies, but guess who does? Mom and Grandma. So walnuts go in the brownies. I make my homemade buttercream frosting. I was sifting it. I was doing the whole thing. I was making my dessert. And so then when I get ready to leave, I got my mom's gift. I have this box that I put the gift in, and I put the brownies, and I put the frosting in separate because it got hard. I put in the fridge. I wanted to get to her house and frost the brownies. And I think I'm set, right? I got my purse. I got my water. So I get in the car, trucking along. You know what I do when I'm in the car? I like to call people and talk to them because my favorite thing is connection with people I love. So since I had been to Alicia's, I called my friend Alicia in New Jersey, and we talked almost all the way to my mom's, but then I called RJ, my daughter, and finished the ride, and I was almost to the 3rd freeway that I get on, which is the last freeway that I get on, and all of a sudden, light bulb goes on. I forgot the soup. So I forgot the soup. What does that mean? I see my mom again on Mother's Day. But we had a great day. It was nice to just sit with my mom and grandma. Where they live, it's always a good, at least 10 degrees cooler than it is where I live. So that's a plus too. And we ate a meal together. Me and my sister ran down and got ordered out and picked it up. And it was one of my mom's favorite places to eat. And we had these delicious salads, and we just chatted and talked and all the things just to be with each other. And when I went to go get her lunch, there's a Barnes & Noble next door. And I don't know if you're new here or if you've been watching some of my episodes, but I have been looking for this magazine for months. And my friend Debbie told me it was out and it was at Barnes & Noble. So I've been to like 3 different Barnes & Nobles without success. So when I'm picking up the food and there's a Barnes & Noble there, I'm like, let me just see if it's there. Lo and behold, it's there. This is my favorite Danish publication. And during COVID, they stopped shipping to the US. And I was so sad and I was like, how could this be? But now they're back and I found it. So I got my Flow magazine, excuse me, and they're not cheap, but I splurged. This was inside of it. It's all about paper. And then I got this one. They had like a little book. Oh boy, all this good stuff inside. I can't even, oh man, it's just good stuff. Cannot wait to sit and read some articles. But in the meantime, you know, as much as I love May and all the things that happen in May regarding, you know, my birthday, Mother's Day, it gets to be like, oh my goodness, it's so much that I get a little overwhelmed because I'm showered with just love and wonderfulness. And then I feel like, oh, I want to let everyone know how thankful I am for the things that they've given me or acknowledged my day of birth. It's just beautiful, the love that is out there. But then it's like, oh, I don't know if I'll remember to get back to everyone. And I get a little bit overwhelmed. But during the process here of everything, of having my guests recently, a few different sets of guests, I'm having another friend coming on Wednesday. And my birth dad is coming today. And oh, it's going to be a busy week. Wednesday, I have tea to go to. Tuesday, I've missed 3 weeks of yoga. Tuesday, I'm definitely going to go to yoga. And I'm just sort of, like I said last video, re-entering, getting back into the groove. In the meantime, during all of that stuff going on, I got, hi, Shanky. I got a book in the mail. I live under a rock, completely under a rock. I say I live in my little snow globe bubble. I live under a rock. I don't know much about pop culture. I don't know who new celebrities are. I just don't keep up with it anymore. So I was introduced to a new author to me. And I was given this book for my birthday. Debbie sent me this book. And I said, the Book of Alchemy. I don't know who this is. I told Debbie, I don't know. I'm excited. This looks like my kind of book. But I don't know who this is. And she explained who it was. And then, which led me to a Netflix movie called American Symphony, which I watched the end of last week. Great movie, great documentary. And basically, it's mostly about her husband, John. And forgive me, because you know what? Before I started filming this, I was going to look up John's last name. I was going to look how to pronounce her name properly to honor her. And did I do that? No, I did not. Because this is the real me. I can't remember anything. And so I wanted to just show up as being me. I know her husband's name is John. He's a mind-blowingly talented musician from New Orleans. And he married her while she has leukemia in their living room. It was beautiful. And that's part of the documentary too. So the documentary is about him and this American Symphony and this this big production that he's working on, but it's also about his life. The whole purpose of this book is to encourage people, whoever pick up this book and want to read it, to journal. So this book is actually a 100-day project. And I've done a couple 100-day projects. Well, I did the letter writing 100-day project, which I took even over 100 days, where I wrote a letter every single day to someone I love. And that was fun, and that was connecting like I like to do. And I have done a, even longer project than the 100. I did a 365-day photo project where I called it, I think I called it The Ordinary. And I would take a picture every single day of the ordinary extraordinary, I think is what I called it. And I would take a picture every single day of something beautiful. So I had this in my opening of the last video, and a very keen eye saw I was reading this book. My friend Chris, who also has a channel in here, and Chris mostly talks about retirement, Chris with a K, and anybody I talk about who has channels in here, I always link in description so you can find them. But Chris noticed I was reading this book, and she just started it herself. And so we decided we're going to read each 100-day prompt on the same day, and we're going to journal about it. And I don't know that we're going to talk about it necessarily, but we're going to encourage each other to keep going and to do this 100-day project that this book is providing. So I'm working on that. Oh my gosh. So many things to tell you about. So the next thing that I have to tell you is actual Mother's Day. What was actual Mother's Day like? Well, there was the soup exchange. So plans got changed. I was originally going to go to church with Mama Bear and Rich, Motorcycle Man, and Papa Bear. And because of the soup exchange, I didn't go to church because I had to meet halfway. Mom and Grandma agreed to meet halfway. They actually suggested it, which is very nice because my mom does not live around the corner. It's a little jaunt. So we met in this parking lot halfway and had the soup exchange. And my grandma is hilarious. She's sharp as a tack and she's funny. So I pull up next to them. They're facing this way. I'm facing this way. We pull up and she opens the door and I open the door and she says, "Did you remember the soup?" And then that made me laugh so hard. I'm like, dude, I didn't say dude to Grandma. I did not say that. But I was like, if I would have forgot the soup, there would be serious problems when my only mission was to get to the soup to them. Because my mom and Grandma were already thinking it was a possibility. And they were saying, if she forgets that soup, we're going to be following her home today. But that didn't happen. We had this successful exchange of the soups. So then I get home and Dylan, Man Cub, and Crystal, I'm thinking I'm alone because they were going to go to church too, right? And I hadn't seen them yet. So I was like, I'm going to read this next prompt. I'm going to journal. I'm going to have my coffee in my new coffee heart mug that my sister got me. And I'm just going to chill, light my candle, just do me. And then I'm in the bathroom, going to the bathroom, and I hear commotion, and it's Dylan and Crystal. And he's like, "Hey." I was like, "What are you doing here?" "Oh, we are running late." They had been at Trader Joe's, okay, getting me Mother's Day flowers, which is very sweet and very cool. But if you know anything about Trader Joe's on the day before Mother's Day and Mother's Day, it's crazy sauce. It's insane. It's like Rich likes to call it ants on a peanut butter sandwich. That's what it's like at Trader Joe's the day before Mother's Day and Mother's Day. And those two kids stood in a 30-minute line to get me flowers. And Crystal got me these. Crystal with a K. And Dylan got me these. Carnations. Great kids. They stood in line for flowers. And then Dylan says, "Well, we're not going to church because we're running late. So it's Mother's Day and you're my mom. Let's go to coffee. They took me to Coffee Code down the street. I've never been to Coffee Code, but you know what's special about Coffee Code? Their ice cubes in their iced coffees are made out of coffee so that it doesn't water down your coffee. Brilliant idea. I ordered a Spanish latte. That's my favorite. I love a good cinnamon sweet coffee. And it was delicious. We came back. We just like chilled in the backyard and we talked. And then when Mimi and Papa, Mama Bear, Papa Bear, and Rich got home from church, Rich got El Pollo Loco, and we went over there and we just visited a little bit over there. But what I really am excited to tell you about is this is the big thing I want to tell you. Rich says to me, hey, I have something planned for us. Are you interested? It's going to happen. We have to get in the car about 4:45 p.m. today. Are you in? Yeah, I'm in. I want to know what's going on. And he likes to surprise me. So it's 4:45 and he's like, let's go. I said, what do I wear? He's like, just be comfortable. Grab a sweater. Mind you, it's like 95 degrees. I'm like, what the world? A sweater? But okay, I'll grab a sweater. And he's like, just be comfortable. So he takes me this ludicrous way to where we're going. So I won't know where we're going. And then even takes a freeway, which we didn't have to do, but he did. And he gets out the freeway. There's Outback Steakhouse. He's like, you haven't been there in a while, but that's not where we were going. And then as soon as he's turning the corner, I'm like, we're going to the movies. We're going to the movies, I know. And he's like, oh, shoot, yeah, we're going to the movies. But I don't know what we're seeing, okay? I have no idea what's even playing, what's out in the theaters. So go in. It killed him. He paid $7 for a soda, okay? So he gets a soda and popcorn because whenever we go to the movies, I'm trying not to drink a ton of soda, but when we go to the movies, it's always like soda and popcorn. So we get our soda and we split it. We get our popcorn and we split it. And it's like outrageously priced, but whatever, it's an experience. So he's like, okay, I don't want you to see where we're going, so close your eyes and hold on to me. And he leads me into the theater. He's like, well, you didn't need to close your eyes, there were no signs, but anyway. So we sit down and we're watching all the previews, lots of good movies coming up. And I have no idea what we're seeing. He's like, oh, I hope you're not too scared. And he's saying these things. So then the movie starts playing. And I look at him, I was like, I have no idea what this is. I have no idea what's going on. And then he's like, you're going to know in a few seconds. And then, boom, Led Zeppelin starts playing. I was like, what? I was like, are you kidding me? We're watching a movie about Led Zeppelin. Okay, it was called Becoming Led Zeppelin. It went back to how Led Zeppelin was formed. And, although John Bonham is not here with us anymore, they had his voice from years ago, and they would have his voice speaking about how he felt being in the band. And they would show old footage of him. And the rest of the surviving band members would chat and talk about everything. But it was a great movie. And that tells me that Motorcycle Man knows who I am. And it's just so good. As I'm aging, I realize these are the things that are important in life, are the people that are a part of us, So I feel very, very full and very grateful. And I'm going to go maybe to an antique mall today, and I'll take you with me because I want to get something for Jerry Ann, who's hosting a tea on Wednesday. Just give her a little thank you for hosting the tea gift. I just finished day 3 in the book that I showed you of today's prompt. And I read through it and I journaled about it. And I just felt very compelled to come on here one more time and share with you what day 3 was about in that book that I was showing you. It was talking about a teacher who created this 100-day project, and it kind of goes through all these things, and he would challenge his students to do these 100-day projects, and it was really interesting to read. It was one of the longer prompt stories to read so far, but the prompt was, think of a time when you started doing something daily. And I have shared this on my channel before, and I even mentioned it earlier in this episode. I don't know what else to call these. I say episode, but what are they called? I don't know. A day in today. Anyway, I talked about my letter writing project, and I wanted to show you, even though I've talked about it before, some of you are new, not everyone watches every single video I make, so you may not have seen this, but when I started doing something daily on purpose, like I drink my coffee every day, that's an easy habit. I get up, I make my coffee. That's the thing I would say I am an excellent expert at, is drinking my daily coffee. But that's because I love the way it tastes, smells, and feels in my hand, and it's just become a habit. But my intentional daily habit was to write a letter to someone I love. I wrote their addresses down on these little note cards, and what I did is I folded them all like this. I don't know. I have it on cinematic, so it's kind of, I folded them up like this, and I put them in a container, and every morning I would get up and I would pull a card, a random card out of the container, and I'd be like, who am I going to write today? And I would see their name and I would see their address, and I would sit down with my pen and paper and I would write them a letter. And I would either talk about a memory that we shared together, or I would tell them something I really appreciate and love about them, something special about them. And it was my time to connect in writing the old-fashioned way with someone I love, and then I would stick it in the mail. And also in this prompt, it asked, what were your challenges, or how did you keep it going, and things like that. I knew it was doable because if I was going on a trip, and I did go on a few trips during that 100 days, I would plan ahead, and I would grab, if I was going to be gone 3 days, I would draw 3 cards, and I wouldn't know who they were, and I would tuck them in my little bag, and I would bring my card and my writing supplies and my postage stamps, and I would get up the morning wherever I was, do the same thing, draw a card, write a letter. I kept this little journal here, if you can see it, so cute, this little journal, and I wrote everybody's name in it that I was writing a letter to. And if they wrote back, and I didn't expect anyone to write back because not everyone loves to write letters and life is busy, and I would hope that people all love to receive a letter in the mail, but not everyone likes to write letters. So, but if they wrote back, I don't know if you can see again, I would put a rectangle around their name. And I would say, I can't remember the percentage of people that wrote back. I wrote 105 letters. And I think the percentage was less than 20% out of 100%. But that's a lot. That is, I say less, but that's a lot of percentage of letters to get back. And it was always a pleasant surprise. But what I wanted to say about this letter writing project is I've gone through here recently, and I could say, oh, this person moved, they have a different address, or this person has moved. Sadly, some of these people have even passed on. So for me, it was a very fulfilling project. A lot of people do 100-day creative projects, but this was creative for me because sometimes I doodle on the envelopes and then I send them off. Depends on what kind of time I have. So I just wanted to share that with you again in case it might resonate with you and you might think, that's a good idea. I want to connect with people I love and bring back the old snail mail, or as Jackie calls it, slow mail. So now I'm going to go to that antique store.
The sun comes shining through. I'm wearing my rose-colored glasses. The world looks shiny and new. The skies are ever so blue. I'm happy through and through. sad, I'll wear them the whole night long. I'm chasing the clouds away, I just can't stand the rain. I was lost for a while, but I found me a better way. I'm losing my mind, ignoring all the pain. I'm putting my glasses on.
I am back, and this is what I decided to get Jerry Ann. I know everyone has too many coffee mugs, but this is just too cute. It says, I hold my hands and bow my head and thank thee for my daily bread. And I think it's adorable. If she doesn't want it, I'll take it. And ever since I figured out Lily of the Valley is my birth flower, because Crystal with a K made me that beautiful beaded lily of the valley, I've been putting cream in my coffee with my little IKEA clear red polka dotted cup. You've probably seen it in the intros of my videos. And isn't this going to be beautiful to pour cream into and then to pour it into my coffee? Oh, I couldn't pass it up. It was 20% off and it was being sold for, I don't have my glasses on, but I think $8. I couldn't pass it up. So I did get myself something too. It's 12:30. I spent a good amount of time in there. I showed you a thing or two. I just sort of scanned little things I thought were interesting so you could see where I was shopping. Ended up with those couple of items. So I'm gonna get going. It is a beautiful, beautiful 71 degrees. It feels perfect. There's a little bit of a breeze, and I'm gonna head home. I literally just walked in the door. I got my leftover El Pollo Loco from Mother's Day, what we did next door. I was gonna have chicken. Came into the kitchen and saw the mail carrier coming up with the box. And today Molly said, be on the lookout. I'm sending you scones, like scones to eat. I can't, what? I didn't know you could even ship food like that. Yep, that's all you. Oh, so you want to see the scones? You want to see the scones? Molly, Miss Molly Bird Goldilocks. Molly Bird has a channel, Master Baker of Scones. And I have wanted to taste her scones since I've seen her make them. She makes them on her channel. She has a cute little kitty named Pip, and she has doll houses, and we are friends. And I can now have a scone with my coffee later. And she said they were all these different flavors. And yeah, this got to be the chocolate chip one, maybe. One chocolate chip one. Oh my goodness. I'll put them in the refrigerator and choose one to eat. There's like lemon, she said. And I can't even remember. She named them off this morning. I'm so grateful. And I'm so excited to taste these. So after my chicken lunch, it's time for scones and coffee. Did you see I used my new Lily of the Valley? And I already took a bite because I called Molly to let her know they came. This is a birthday present. And she didn't have to do it, but she did it. And oh my gosh, here we go. This is a lemon blueberry. It's really good. It traveled well. Oh my gosh, and I have many more to eat this week. This is, wow, so good. Thank you, Molly. I have to say one more thing. You know what I love about this scone? It's moist. When I ate the scones from the tea house, they were crumbly and kind of dry. The flavor was good, but this is like indulgent. This is like pure like butter, delightful sugar, moist yumminess. Oh my gosh. I had to come on and say one more thing about it. I know you're gonna die. I love food, if you can't tell. The lemon is perfect. This lemon blueberry, it's like tart with perfect lemon. When I said sugary, that was the wrong word because it's not like overly sugary. It's just exactly perfect. Wow, Molly, I could see why this is your thing. Okay, I'm eating it like a mad woman. Oh my gosh. These are so freaking good.